Welcome back to Life in Review. I'm Josefa Salinas, your host. We've all seen the show before, The Biggest Loser. Man, I wish they'd do, this is a hint for the producers, 50 over 50. 50 pounds to lose and make it be all women over 50. Wouldn't that be awesome? Is it DiBattista? Did I say it right, Jim?
Yes, DiBattista, that's correct. How you doing?
I am good. You lost 144 pounds. Wow, Jim, that's amazing. What did that feel like? Did you think you could do it when you first started?
It felt amazing. I wasn't sure if I could first do it. It was, one of the scariest things I embarked on, but when it was all said and done, it was honestly the greatest thing I've ever done personally. It was amazing for me to feel that relief. To lose 144 pounds. It was awesome.
That's incredible. So how did you go about getting on the show to begin with? Because I know what they're talking about now is for the first time ever, they're going to be doing virtual casting. I think the whole concept of how we look at everything on TV is different. Who knew that, nighttime TV shows could be done from home? And now they are. And it's just incredible how things have changed. So virtual casting is a big thing now, but you didn't do virtual casting. How'd you go about getting on the show in the first place?
First of all, I love the fact that Biggest Loser has pivoted and it's gone with the times and are staying with it, because I think the show is amazing and it's going to help people. And I think it's the only show in the world that everybody on the show can win. But for me, my process, I did have a live interview in the city of Philadelphia. They were doing an open casting call. I had filled out a virtual link, though, and I thought I was going to have to go sit in line. They actually called me like an hour after I filled out the link and were like, hey, we want you to come, skip the line, come right in. I did a live interview for about an hour. It was really interesting. They were like, hey, you're going to come to a Philadelphia hotel, and do you mind taking your shirt off? And I'm like, yeah, sounds great. Sounds like a great weekend.
Right.
So, that was my experience. And then I did do some virtual stuff, though. After that, they wanted videos, and I had my middle son wants to get in the biz. He wants to be into film, so I just had him tape me do a bunch of things and submitted it, and the rest is history.
Wow, that's amazing. So let's talk a little bit about what it's like being on the show, because I'm sure that was kind of interesting. You meet all these other people who all of their intentions are to lose weight, and like you said, everybody's a winner because everybody ends up losing weight, so they all win, but there's only one actual winner. So what's the competition level like, and how does it feel to compete when you're all like I've seen the show before, and oh my gosh, I know, they say that you can't have the loss without getting a little bit of sweat in there. So what was it like?
It was amazing for me. I'm a competitor. I grew up playing sports. I'm from the generation, I'm 48. I'm from the generation of, we didn't have electronics. We went outside and we played out front. The minute I walked out my front door when I was a kid, it was a competition. So, it didn't matter if it was run the bases or wiffle ball or whatever sport or action we were doing. Even tag was a competition. So to go on the show like this, I played Parcheesi for blood. So this was, I went full on head in. But for me, I had a strategy. My strategy was, don't think about winning. Think about changing who you are mentally when it comes to food and nutrition. I had to surrender. I had to give myself up to whatever I was going to learn, absorb it, try to apply it, and move forward. And that really was my day-to-day strategy. It was like, stay in your own lane, focus on what you can and can't do. And remember, at the end of the day, this is a weight loss competition, not an actual challenge competition, which if you watch the show, I'm terrible at challenges, and I was horrible at it, but I was there to lose weight. Now, thank God I was good at that.
Now, when you're talking about challenges and competitions and how, you and I come from the same kind of a background, when we went out the door, I'm a little bit older than you. When we went out the door, the parents said, come back in when the streetlights come on. And we were out the whole day. We went outside to play. And nowadays, when you tell kids go outside and play, they're just like, huh? Play what? Then you're like, I just pick up anything and play with it. So I know you're a football coach, a youth football coach. How are you taking what your background, what you used to do, what you've learned now, and put that onto the kids? How are you going to give them some of the ideas and goals that you've reached, pass that on to this younger generation?
It's amazing. I'm a really competitive coach, and I feel like I coach for the right reasons. I always wanted to give back. Coaches, when I was a kid, were some of the greatest mentors I had in my life and some of the greatest role models. So when I was finished playing sports, I felt like I always had this like burning indebtedness that I needed to go out and really give back. Honestly, it's the only way I feel like I give back fully and wholly and could contribute to society in a better way outside of just being a good person. And I just felt like this is a way for me to do something I love and also, maybe help somebody along the way. Now, I learned so much from the show in a sense of, nutrition and health, things I didn't even know I didn't know. And on top of it, modifications. Like we modified a lot of exercises on the show, especially early. A simple thing like a burpee, right? I've been making kids do burpees for years. And when I had to do a burpee, I couldn't do it. So, I was lucky that I had a trainer, Erica Lugo, who understood that, taught me modifications, taught me different ways to do burpees while I was too big to do them. It gave me such confidence that I could do it. And I feel like I can now turn around and modify some things for kids during our football practices. Plus, nothing beats a coach. I used to kind of, look at a coach that could run with his kids and just be like, show off, but now I get it. Now I'm like, I'm going to be that guy. If you call me show off, whatever. I'm going to push my kids by using what skills I have to tempt them or, push them to say, hey, you can't lose to the old man. And that's how I'm going to go.
Right, exactly. Now, when we're talking about motivating people and keeping people excited, what is it that made you decide that it was time? Because, just go to any amusement park anywhere in the USA and you're going to look around and say, what is wrong with America and why are so many of us overweight? So what is it that made you decide, now I'm ready to do this?
Yeah, it's a great question. So a couple things. One, the first and most important was my older sister, who's only about like 6 years older than me. She wasn't big. She wasn't as big as I was, and at 52 had quadruple bypass surgery because she had a heart attack. And I remember sitting at the end of her bed and just looking and being like, oh my God, one, I love my sister and I hope, she makes it and I hope that she comes out of this better. And two, I just like, I'm in worse shape than she ever will be. And she's only a couple years older than me. And I can't do this. I can't put my kids through this. I can't put my wife through this. I just need to do something now. And it was about like 6 months from there that I started really exploring different things. I made a pact to myself that by the end of 2020 that I was going to have myself in shape. And then the show appeared, my wife basically texted me a link like, hey, big fella, check this out. Maybe you could do this. And, and that was it, so that was it. And then two, I had been diagnosed with high blood pressure and I already had sleep apnea and I knew I was tinkering with type 2 diabetes and again, begging for a heart attack. I'm just begging. I was self-inflicting myself into a heart attack. So that was it. They were the moments for me, really.
Then when you got there, were there any moments during the taping of the show or even when the cameras weren't rolling where you said, I don't think I can do this?
Immediately when I started running the mile, and if you watch the show, the first challenge is we had to run a mile, and I'm 385 pounds running a mile, and it's in 8,500 feet elevation. We're in the mountains in Santa Fe. It's high up. It's very difficult to breathe, and I'm big, and it was the hardest moment I've had on the show where I just was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And I just kept repeating my kids' names over and over. I just literally in order just kept being like, Jake Von Dillon, knowing someday they were going to watch this moment. And I just made sure I kept repeating that over and over again. And it's the only thing that got me through.
And now what keeps you motivated now that the cameras aren't rolling? Your trainers aren't there, the coaches aren't there, but America obviously rooted for you. What keeps you motivated now?
It's funny. People talk about motivation, and of course, being motivated is amazing. If you can get motivated, it's awesome. But motivation comes and goes. It really does. And I don't think about it as motivation. I think about it as you have to have a why in capitals. Like it's got to be a big WHY. And your why has to be, it can't be fake. It's got to be like really ingrained in your brain of why you want to be healthy. Why do you want to make the good decision? Why do you want to make the small decisions that lead to big results? That why has to be a major factor in your life. You have to be honest with yourself and evaluate that why. That's what I've done. My why is my kids. I want to see them. I want to see them grow. I want to see their kids. I want to make sure I live as long as I possibly can to enjoy my life with them. So, and I don't do anything self-inflicted. God forbid something happens to me, at least I know I put the effort in, and that's my why. So.
Wow, that's a great why. I know that on Father's Day, you're going to have a pretty big smile on your face when you get to probably maybe do some things that you haven't been able to do before. And talk to me about some of the things that you can now do with your kids that maybe you couldn't enjoy before.
I mean, just simple things. Going on a beach. I was always really concerned about going. Actually, I live in Philadelphia. We're right outside the Jersey Shore. I just was always concerned about going to the beach and having a shirt off. Like, I was always concerned about, just being uncomfortable in the heat and doing things like going on rides with them and all those little things, even playing hoops, just going out and just having a pickup game with my kids or with anybody. All these little things just eat away at your soul when you're as big as I was for 20 years. And, you don't realize what kind of toll it takes on your psychological state. And I've released myself. I've taken those binds off and I'm able to move forward. It's just such a great feeling. I'm really excited. I have done things with them already. So it's been awesome.
So, Jim, how about some words of encouragement for somebody who might be out there knowing darn well that their pant sizes are a little bit too big, men and women alike, and it's time to maybe take that step and get in shape?
The first thing I had to learn, honestly, was to forgive myself for making all the bad decisions to get myself to that point. People, and I know me personally, beat myself up with the strive to be perfection, to strive to be perfect. No real weight loss journey is going to be perfect. No real weight loss, just in general living. It's impossible to be perfect. You have to forgive yourself for not being perfect, because what happens when that strive perfection, what happens is you get so wrapped up in the fact that you made a mistake that you go, you know what? Well, the rest of the day's ruined. I had a Belgian waffle this morning for breakfast. I might as well eat whatever I want the rest of the day. Might as well not work out till Monday. Forgive yourself. It's okay. You made a bad decision. Move on. Make 10 good ones. Go get it. Do your best. And that's all it is. That the sun's going to rise tomorrow. As bad as you were today, you're going to have a new opportunity tomorrow to be great. And they're words I live by.
Oh, that's great advice. That's great advice on so many levels. Geez, to forgive yourself for maybe not reaching that ultimate goal.
Yep. To me, this applies more than just weight loss for me. I'm trying to apply this to every part of my life. It ain't easy. It's, it was almost easier as a weight loss thing, but I'm just, trying to be a better person. And I think if we all did that, it would just be you're eventually going to have great results.
Absolutely. So I know they've got some new casting going on. Again, it's virtual casting. You can go to blcasting.tv. Right there, The Biggest Loser is casting for the new season. And Jim, I'll bet you're going to be right there rooting on that next group of people.
Oh, yeah, I'm rooting them on. I'm answering questions now. People, you can DM me at Coach Jim 52 on Instagram, and then my website, CoachJim52.com. You can literally reach out to me if you have questions about trying to get on the show. I'm literally answering every single question I can for people, trying to help them get on the show. And even if they don't get on the show, trying to motivate them to take the next step and get healthy. So, yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait.
Coach Jim 52 is your social media?
Yep, that's Coach Jim 52 on Instagram, and then my website is CoachJim52.com.
Excellent. And again, it's blcasting.tv. If you are interested in The Biggest Loser, you have to be ready to get in there and get sweaty and get dirty, get your elbows skinned up a little bit. That's what I call put some skin in the game, and lose that 100 pounds. And Jim, continued success to you. Thank you for being such an amazing inspiration. Your words have really, really just lit a fire inside of me this morning with some things I need to do. Exactly, getting outside and making sure I get those steps in, and getting that. It's true what you said. You have to forgive yourself, because I know for so long I was like, God, I can't believe I allowed myself to get overweight. And then you sit there and you say, oh God, how did I do this to myself? But you got to look past that and just keep looking forward.
That's it. I agree. Let's go. Let's get it. I love it.
All right, Jim. Well, continued success to you. Again, it is blcasting.tv. If you think you're ready to be like Jim and get on The Biggest Loser, go there and virtually cast yourself today. Jim, thanks for being with us.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a great day.
Have a beautiful day. Don't go away. Mayor Eric Garcetti joins us next right here.